Hello, I'm Raksha and you're watching Mirror Metro. If you're an avid social media user like me, do you hear me when I say that whenever I open the Instagram app now, I only see reels after reels. I barely see my own friends' posts. I get way too many suggestions and recommendations to follow other accounts. And more importantly, I hear from other Instagram content creators that their photo posts get no reach at all, and all Instagram wants you to do is make reels. So in the process of getting inspired by Snapchat with the stories induction and by TikTok with the short form video content, have we lost the OG Instagram, which started off as being about photo sharing among friends? So to discuss this with me, I have Dilip Cherian, founder of Perfect Relations, and host, actor and Instagram influencer Vinafsha Soonawala. Thank you so much for joining me on this show.
Thank you for having me, Raksha.
So, my first question, I would like to go to Mr. Cherian. Mr. Cherian, the platform itself looks a lot like TikTok. There are too many users, including the Kardashian sisters, who have called Instagram out for this. But the head of Instagram, in his recent video, said that this is what it is, and this is what they are going ahead with. So, what do you think for a brand like Instagram, which is there for users, for content creators, as well as for other clients such as brands? Do you think that this is the right approach, that even if users are not liking the updates to the app, is it too high-handed of Instagram to continue to be the way it is?
I think that there is a reason for Instagram to reinvent itself. As somebody who uses Instagram for a short period of time in a day, I feel you. I understand what you're saying. But does an app have a choice? Having worked with multiple apps over the years, having helped TikTok launch in India, having seen what Facebook is doing to reinvent itself, let me tell you that apps that don't reinvent itself become history. That's one. Second, apps that don't listen to their heaviest users also become history. But the third point is that apps have to attempt to jump onto new bandwagons and experiment a lot. And that, I guess, is the phase that Instagram is going through. It needs a refresh. And this may be a refresh button, but it may not be enough. Maybe they'll need to bring back some elements. And to my mind, there's nothing wrong with that. For one, it obviously adds excitement to the platform for a while and gives it centrality and attention. I'll stop here for now.
Cherian, yes, please hold that thought. I will come back to you on that. But before that, Vinafsha, you use Instagram a lot more than Mr. Cherian probably. And you have probably noticed these changes that I am talking about. It looks a lot like TikTok now. So what do you think about, is there a pressure that do you feel that I need to probably make more videos now to actually get that reach? Or are your photo posts also almost doing well? You can tell us about how many followers you have and how much on an average do you even get in terms of engagement on your photo posts?
I think Instagram is slightly simple and a little complicated because obviously you have to be active on the app to have your engagement and have all of that stuff. But the algorithm changes so often that sometimes it's hard to keep up. That being said, I also like to keep my profile, try not to post too much or every day. There used to be a phase I used to post quite a bit in the middle, and I felt like it was unnecessary. That was my completely different career point of view, which is why I did not do it. But because of that, obviously, you do not get that much engagement. If you're probably traveling somewhere, if you're constantly posting while you're traveling, if you're posting every day, if you're very, very active, then the reach is great. On the other hand, if you're not posting too much, the reach is not great. And also the videos, as you said, are being promoted heavily. And the static posts, the pictures, that traction has come down. Which is not how Instagram started. Which is why people are having issues. But I mean, it would be good to have more traction on the pictures as well, because I mean that takes some effort too. So I feel like even if there's a video content that people are developing, it should kind of be a little balanced. and not become only a video content platform, because that's not how Instagram started in the first place,
Right. And I've also noticed that photos barely get any reach. There is no engagement. And Instagram is itself pushing for more videos. So what do you think is the reason behind it? Is video now the only way for us to communicate better? Is it because we all have better smartphones now, and probably that is what Instagram wants, that you use these phones and make more videos?
I mean, I love you, Instagram. Please keep my traction up. But I don't really know the reason why videos are being promoted. Not just videos. I think Instagram also has it has its phases, right? Like there's comedy on the videos being promoted a lot currently. There's dance that's being promoted. There's also music and covers and stuff that's being promoted. But yes, mainly the photos have been ignored. And people who, like, for example, if you've got models or if you've got creators that are just, good with pictures, like everybody has photographers, there's actors also. And there's a lot that you can do with Instagram, but obviously when the whole point of the traction and everything is just in one, like this is what you got to make right now to have good traction, then that doesn't work for people. Because at the same time, a lot of content creators have a certain thing that they do, or the certain marketing tactic or certain personality that they're selling. So just to do one thing which works for Instagram doesn't work. So that's when the traction comes. There are a lot of people complaining about the traction, of course, especially the ones who are completely rooted and invested in Instagram, who've started their careers with Instagram and who are doing everything through Instagram.
This is a game-changing move for people who are on Instagram, who are especially earning their livelihood via Instagram, or even because we cover Mirror Now news on our Instagram. I can also tell that it puts a lot of pressure on us when we are posting content. So, Mr. Cherian, as a brand, I'm speaking here now in my capacity of being the social media editor here. I feel the pressure. At times, every content cannot be expressed in a video format. At times, certain content works better if it is a photo post. It's still visually appealing to me. It is still enough for me to share content as a carousel of photographs. All of these features which Instagram still continues to allow me, but it's like an indirect way of saying, yeah, you can use it, but you still won't get any reach on it. So, Mr. Cherian, as a brand I'm talking here, why have these features, first of all? Second, if you are giving a brand an option, then do you think, what is the option then for brands? What do we do to be there on Instagram and yet not compromise on how we want to editorially put our content out on the platform?
I'm going to analyze this using the two brands that both of you stand for. You have a brand which is automatically reel friendly and video friendly, because that's what you produce the maximum of. So for you, the transition is comfortable and it's possible. But please understand that as Mirror Now, you need to also figure out who do you really want to influence. There is an audience influence, but there's also a market influence. For market influence, many of the posts that you do which are static are probably more effective, because there's a certain kind of person who will follow and be influenced by what you do. But in Minafsha's case, for example, given the kind of persona she is, I think that stills will work very well with her. And if she has to, if you, for example, Minafsha, have to switch completely to reels, it will actually bring down the kind of excitement that posts by you create. So I'm sorry, at the risk of giving advice where it's not paid for, and given that I only advise usually when there is a fee involved, I can say that the brand of Instagram needs to understand what is it, where does it come from, and what do its consumers expect it to stand for. If it is just jumping onto the next new thing, it may not work. So for Binafsha, it may not be a great idea to translate some of her stills into videos, because it just doesn't work. But for you, as a channel, your real question is, who do I seek to influence?
Yes.
Forget the followers. Who do I seek to influence? The people who buy programming.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that advice, Mr. Cherian. I'm sure both Binafsha and I are going to definitely...
No, I think so very, very well put. Like, this is where the whole...
Yes.
This is exactly where the whole the problem comes in, right?
I agree. I agree. Thank you so much, Mr. Cherian, for your time. Thanks, Binafsha, for joining me. And we will all continue to use Instagram. None of us hate it. But we would just hope that we were also being heard. And thank you so much for joining me on this broadcast.